There are moments in life when running feels easier than obeying. Moments when we sense what we should do. But the cost seems too high, the fear too real, the task too impossible. This is the story of a man who tried to outrun God himself. A man whose journey through storm and sea revealed the depths of mercy and the power of purpose. His name was Jonah, and his story is not just ancient history. It's a mirror. In a small corner of ancient Israel, a prophet named Jonah lived a simple life. He had heard the voice of God before, words that brought light and direction. But this time the call was different, harder. God told Jonah to go to Nineveh, a powerful, ruthless city whose cruelty was known across nations. It was a place Jonah despised, a place his people feared. The thought of going there wasn't just terrifying, it was unthinkable. Jonah didn't want them forgiven, he wanted them judged. So he made a choice. Instead of obeying, he ran. He packed what he could, hurried to the port of Joppa, and boarded a ship heading in the opposite direction, to Tarshish, as far away from God's command as he could go. As the ship sailed out, Jonah's heart may have felt relief at first, the illusion of escape. But no one outruns the presence of God, because even when we run, he follows. The sea was calm at first, gentle winds, fading sunlight. Then the sky darkened. The wind began to scream across the waves. The ship groaned as walls of water crashed against it. It was no ordinary storm. It was divine intervention. Every wave was a message. Every thunderclap was a question. Jonah, where are you going? The sailors panicked, tossing cargo overboard, crying out to their gods. But the storm only grew worse. Jonah knew. Deep down, he knew. When the crew discovered he was fleeing the God of heaven, they were terrified. And in that terrifying moment, Jonah made a choice, a desperate surrender. He told them to throw him overboard, and as his body hit the cold waves, the sea fell silent. The storm stopped, but Jonah was sinking fast, deeper and deeper into the dark. Seaweed tangled around him. The light faded above. His breath slowed. And just as his life seemed to end, something massive moved in the darkness. A great fish, prepared by God, swallowed him whole. Inside the belly of that creature, Jonah found what he could not find on land: silence and mercy. There, in total darkness, Jonah faced himself, his pride, his fear, his rebellion. And for the first time, he prayed not to escape, but to surrender. 3 days and 3 nights passed, 3 days that felt like eternity. Then, at God's command, the fish rose from the deep and released Jonah onto dry land. He was broken, humbled, but alive. This time, when God spoke, Jonah listened. He traveled the long, hot road to Nineveh, the city he once swore he'd never enter. Nineveh was vast. Its walls towered high, its streets crowded with merchants, soldiers, and idols. Jonah walked through it, his voice echoing through the markets, the temples, the homes. His message was simple. Judgment was coming unless they turned to God. And something miraculous happened. The people listened. From the poorest laborer to the richest ruler, hearts began to tremble. They laid aside their pride, their violence, their sin, and they repented. Even the king rose from his throne, took off his royal robes, and knelt in ashes, and God saw it. He saw their humility, and he had mercy. But Jonah wasn't happy. To him, this wasn't victory. It was injustice. He had wanted fire, not forgiveness. Sitting outside the city, Jonah watched and waited for destruction that never came.